Hello, Angel here. Welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new, it's lovely to have you here. If you're a returning subscriber, hello, welcome back. Lovely to see you again. My name is Angel. Wait, did I say that? Not sure. Anywho, yeah, it's always good to repeat yourself, isn't it? So today we are doing a playing with pairs with these two decks, although I've gotten three out. I can count, I promise. There is a method to my madness. Now, I mentioned this deck in my how is my low buy year going so far. This was my deck that I opened for February. Just to give you a bit of a backstory, I'm doing a low buy year this year in 2024, and I had a fiendish idea or a fiendish plan back at the end of 2023 to keep back some decks that I had already purchased and wrap them up into 12 different packages. And my fiendish plan was that I was going to open one package a month during my low buy year to scratch the itch for wanting new decks. So this was the deck I opened for February. Now, I haven't used this deck in February. I think I pulled one, maybe two cards in a reading. Apart from that, I didn't do anything else because I did a lot of shadow work and I worked with other decks in February. Anyway, in my in the video about, you know, how's my low buy year going, I was showing this deck, and it suddenly occurred to me in editing that this deck would pair really nicely with this deck, the Intuitive Night Goddess. And I wrote that on the screen, you know, like, oh, I've had this epiphany that, you know, I think these two would pair really nicely. And a lovely subscriber was like, oh, I'd love to see that, you know. And so I thought, I'll do a bit of a walkthrough. We're already 2 minutes in and we haven't looked at any decks. I'm so sorry. I just, you know, I get on my tangents and off I go. So, yeah, let's just see if I can pull this into shot. Or maybe you don't need to see it really. I quite like this packaging. I think there's probably quite a few people that don't. This is by Amy Zerner and Monty Farber. I do also have their Enchanted Tarot, I think it's called. I cut the borders off. Shall I show you that deck as well? Maybe I should. Let me grab that to show you. Okay, so I'm sure you're used to my squirrel brain by now, that, you know, I kind of go off on a bit of a tangent and, you know, there's no organisation to these videos. Let's show you this deck really quickly. This is the Enchanted Tarot by the same creators. I love this bag. I love this burgundy colour. I think it's gorgeous. It's so rich. I love burgundy. Yeah, so this is the deck. This was the 25th anniversary edition, I believe. I've edged mine in like a gold colour and I cut the borders off, just to give you a bit of an idea. Now, I was umming and ahhing about writing the titles on the cards, because obviously I cut the borders off and the numbers and the titles. But I really like it as it is, to be honest. So yeah, anyway, so that's that deck. I love this card. Can I just say that? I think that this is my favourite card in this deck. Anyway, so by the same creators was what I wanted to kind of make clear. So this, going back to this deck, this is the deck that I opened up in February for my Scratch the Itch. These cards come in a little tuck box. There are 55 cards. Am I correct in saying that? 52 cards in this deck. And I'm also going to just quickly say that the book, which I think is really great, detaches from the cover, which I'm not going to do now, but it just slides out. I've had other decks that have been glued in the back cover to like this kind of packaging, which is really frustrating, because if you want to take the book out, you have to rip it, which is a real shame. I haven't even looked at this guidebook. I'm going to show you the cards in a wee second and explain why I didn't look at the guidebook when I did my readings back in February. But this is quite a hefty guidebook, I would say. You know, you've got your title, you've got a bit of an image, you've got your message, you've got a bit of a ritual. I think it's quite cool. Look, I'm knocking stuff over here. What's going on? So yeah, I think it's quite a bit of information to kind of dive into or delve into. Anyway, so yeah, we'll go to the guidebook in a wee second. Let's let's do what we're supposed to be doing in this video and pair the Intuitive Night Goddess and the Wild Goddess Oracle. So, get my squirrel brain in gear. These are the cards, and I'm going to explain why I didn't go to the guidebook for my readings in February, and that's because there is a short message also on the back of the cards, and I felt that was enough. When I pulled these cards, it did the job. So I didn't go to the guidebook, but the guidebook looks really interesting, I've got to say. Anyway, so that's that. This is the Intuitive Night Goddess. I use this deck to tap me into my, I'm going to say, like, inner high priestess. This feels like a very spiritual deck to me. This is the mass market version. I've edged mine in black. These are the backs. And I adore this deck. I think it's gorgeous. I'm just going to say that I usually pair this deck with the Transcendent Journeys Oracle deck, which is absolutely amazing. This is a bonded pair, and I tend to shy away from pairing a bonded pair with something else. Does that make sense? I don't tend to, if these are a bonded pair, I don't tend to test out other decks with them, because, I've already found the deck that works. Which maybe sounds a bit daft, but that's just me. That's just the way I do things. That's the way I roll. So my plan is, I'm thinking we pair these two, and then maybe bring this one in anyway. What do we think? Let's have a look. Or should we just flip them all together? No. Come along now, squirrel brain. Stick to the plan. Yeah. Let's have a looky. I haven't tried it. It just struck me as I was editing that video a couple of days ago that these two would really work well together. And now that I've pulled out the Enchanted Tarot as well, I'm thinking that these four might be a really nice family of decks to work with. I mean, this flower detailing we've got going on in the cards, I think really works nicely. Oops, picked up two cards. That's not very good, is it? So we've got the Sibyl and the Witch. The Sibyl, I'm not, what's the word, familiar with that. Should we take a look at the message on the back? I think we should. Let's just see what it says here. The Sibyl. Think twice before sharing what you know with anyone, except those who you know without question are ready to hear it. Well, that was intriguing. This is obviously the Witch, which is the magician. Sorry, I've just had a thought as well. I also have the Creative Oracle, which is by the same, what's it called? Creators, which I'm wondering might also be some kind of combination here to work with. Let's continue flipping. I'll possibly grab that depending on what we come upon and how long this video lasts. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles and the Humorist. I love this Empress card. I think it's gorgeous. The Traveller and the Empress. I'm going to flip another card and see what it says. The Traveller. Let travel, education and communication systems take you and your ideas to the world, and or use the same to bring the world to you. The Wayfarer. I love the Wayfarer. I love that. Obviously, usually the Lovers, but I love these two paths going on. And the Wayfarer is somebody that wanders, freely, of their own accord, on their own path. Love that. The Mayor. I'm going to do the same again. I'm really like to apologise. Let's have another flip over and read. The Mayor. Allow past mistakes to help you see through all illusions so you can understand and act upon what you know is real and what is false. Sorry, I need to cough. Apologies. Sorry, my cold is holding on. Let's take a couple more. I find this really interesting, personally. Just to get some ideas, really, and just to see what kind of, throws up some interesting messages. So we've got potential, which is obviously the Fool. They're just about to take their lead possibly off this cliff. And we've got the Mermaid. I do love me a mermaid or two. The Mermaid. Look below the surface of your emotional reactions to know what is really going on. For things are not always what they seem. That's quite interesting. Look below the surface of your emotional reactions. That's quite interesting. Look below. And they're just about to jump off the cliff. That's quite interesting. I think we're going to take two more. Let's have another go with these two. So we've got the Shadow and we've got the Two of Swords. The Shadow. Making a friend and ally of your shadow side is necessary for becoming your authentic self, a key element of true success. I mean, I'm not getting the feeling that they don't work together. The Survivor and the Spirit of Pentacles. Let's have a look. The Survivor. Things might not work out as planned, at least in the short term. Remember all you have endured and how resilient you have proven to be. That's a beautiful card. Last one. Sorry, I know I said one more and we're going to take this last one. We've got Death and we've got the Gardener. That's interesting. I've got to do it. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Weed out negativity and toxic thoughts to clear the way for the new growth that is sure to come if you add habits that heal to your life. Well, that's really relevant with death, isn't it? Oh. What do we think? How are we gonna do this? Because I'm thinking obviously this one should pair really nicely, obviously with the World Goddess Oracle, because obviously it's the same creator, obviously. But I'm thinking, do we have any other decks that might be interesting to pair? Let's have a quick look at my shelf, and I shall be back in just a wee shake of a lamb's tail. Okay, so I went back to my tarot shelf, and I had a quick look through the decks I've got on those shelves, and I've kind of picked out three to have a bit of a play with. The Muse Tarot. Hear me out. It does sound a bit of a bizarre combination, maybe, but I'm thinking because of a lot of these cards feel like they've had a lot of foliage in, a lot of flowers, and I kind of feel that this deck also has that, which possibly is because of the backs. It kind of gives me that vibe. We've got the Death card again. We ended on the Death card and we're starting on the Death card with this one, and I'm kind of wondering if this would kind of work. So we're going to take a couple of these cards, and I've got two other decks to test out. So we've got Death and we've got the Healer. I'm going to do the same again, I'm sorry. You and possibly someone you care about need to be healed from the effects of past traumas before things can be resolved to your liking. I quite like that with the Death card, with that change and that, you know, leaving the old behind for the new to grow, for that rebirth. Interesting. Okay, we've got the Ace of Inspiration and the Wounded, liking the colour reflecting in both the cards here. We've got that foliage again, so, you know, although the Muse Tarot feels to me a little bit cosmic, it kind of reminds me of the Moonchild. No, not the Moonchild. Yeah, the Moonchild, and like Danielle Noel's decks, you know, kind of cosmic feel. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Let's stop talking and read the back of the card. So the Wounded. Be gentle with yourself and others because we have all been wounded in some way, and a wound will always cry out to be healed. With the Ace of Wands, which is the Ace of Inspiration. I mean, you know, I'm not sure the message works together, but I like that the artwork is kind of repeating or reflecting this third eye, you know, that's opening up there. I like that. I like that the colours kind of reflect each other as well. So we've got the Wheel and the Critic. I think the art styles work quite well, actually, to be honest with these two decks. The Critic. Constructive criticism, when asked for, is a gift between friends, but perfectionism, over analysis and pickiness do more harm than good. I'm liking the artwork. I'm going to take 2 more and then we're going to move on to another deck. We've got the Witch, love, 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 and the 8 of Inspiration. Let's have a quick look at the back. The Witch, be aware of your reputation, your influence, and your power to create. Preserve or destroy. Powerful women are often misunderstood. Okay, last one. Last one of this. The Initiate and the Priestess. Oh, I like this. I like this artwork together, I've got to say. I really, really do. Let's read the back of this one. The Initiate. Acknowledge what you do not know and learn with a beginner's mind so you can become accepted as an authority one day. I like that with the Priestess, with that inner knowing that, you know, the answers are all within. I like this. I do. I think this has got real potential. What do you think? I'm not going to do one more. I'm going to move on to another deck. Let me know in the comment section what you think, what you're thinking. This is the Pinter Tarot. I've used this very, very sparsely. Can I say that? Is that a good explanation? I'm not too sure. These are the back, which I'm not a big fan of. However, I like the artwork, and I've previously paired this with, what's it called? I think it's called the Mystical Moments Oracle. I'm sure that's what it's called. And this card gives me a definite primordial tarot feel. And I'm kind of wondering if those two would pair together. That's a completely different video. Apologies, my mind's going off on a tangent, and these intuitive like downloads are, you know, coming through. Anyway, so we've got the 5 of Wands with the Free Spirit. Now, as mentioned, I haven't used this deck so much, and it was a while ago I used it. The Free Spirit. You can only change yourself. Now is the time to unleash your free spirit, not try to blend in and be the same as everyone else. Well, that's kind of a little bit interesting, I feel, with the 5 of Wands. Okay, let's have another one. The 7 of Wands and the Inventor. The 7 of Wands. Let's have a look at the Inventor. The Inventor. This is a good time to amplify your focus and to clear and purify space in your world and in your mind to make way for something new. I'm going to do 2 more. 2 more. The Higher Self. Don't we just love that? With the 2 of Pentacles. This is pretty cool. I like this. Sorry, the Higher Self. Let's have a look here. I like this, that it's kind of picking up this image. Sorry, we're flipping over. Stop longing, still your mind, and allow your higher self to use its infinite resources to comfort and guide you to the fulfillment of your desires. We'll do one more. One more. I don't think it's a no. I think this will be interesting to kind of, what's the word? You know, try it out. The Tower and the Resolute. Let's have a read. If you do not resolve to be patient and endure tough times, success may appear to you to be always in the future or in another's power. That works really well with the Tower, I think. I like that a lot. I do like that. Let's do one more, and then we're going to do the last deck that I wonder if it might work. Oh, apologies, nudity alert. The Detective and the Moon. Let's see if this is going to jive with one another. Let's read the back. The Detective. Look past the veil, interesting, of illusion that someone is trying to pull up over your eyes. That someone could be you, so examine your assumptions. I like that. I think this might be a possibility. Intriguing. I'm not supposed to be adding more decks to my to use list in March, but oh, I'm feeling kind of drawn. Okay, we're gonna, sorry, another bum. What's going on with the bums, for goodness sake? The last tarot I thought about was the Textured Tarot. This was is an indie deck. And And this was a long time ago. I used this a long time ago. But I'm thinking, although this is a very modern deck, I'm still wondering if maybe the art styles might jive together. So we've got the Ten of Wands and we've got the Ruler. Let's have a read. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about the Pinta Tarot. I really like that pairing. The Ruler. Sometimes you must create and defend boundaries to protect yourself from the invasive or other inappropriate behaviour of others. With the Ten of Wands. Let's look at the next one. We've got Realisation and we've got the Peacemaker. It is time to make peace. You will get much farther on your path through kind acts and words than you will by forcing things or vengeance. The Three of Swords and the Manifester. Monitoring your inner dialogue and using quantum affirmations daily can help you to make real your desired life changes. What are we thinking? I'm still thinking the Pinta Tarot is a real winner. Let me know in the comment section what are your thoughts. I quite like the Muse Tarot as well, I've got to say. I'm not overly swayed by the textured tarot thus far. Four of Swords and the Empath. Learn to protect your sensitivities and cultivate boundaries to create a safe space in which you and your desire to be of service can thrive. I wonder if the texture tarot is a little bit too modern, it feels like maybe. The Empress and the Game Changer. We're going to take two more. Let's have a look here. How confident you feel about magic and change, especially your ability to magically change yourself and your situation, is crucial. I'm still thinking the Pinta Tarot, kind of was the winner of these three decks. We've got the Two of Swords and the Hopeful. Okay, let's have a looky. The power of prayer and meditation can wake you up, renew your faith, help you attune to your needs, and align with your deepest truths. Yeah. This totally reminds me of the Intuitive Night Goddess. Is that the same image, do we think? That's really interesting. I'm going to have to look at that really quickly. Bear with me. From the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, I felt that image was really, really familiar. That's really interesting. I think maybe that's what gave me the whole, thought of pairing those two together. But just to kind of, just to have a bit of a wrap up of the decks that we've paired together, I kind of feel a bit disloyal, which sounds really bizarre, to the Oracle and the Intuitive Night Goddess that I already pair together, because they feel like such a bonded pair. So I think that's why they're not really gelling together. I'm not totally feeling the texture tarot either, I've got to say. So I think the Pinta Tarot or the Muse is, what's it called? What's it called? The Muse Tarot. I feel that those two kind of really were the winners, I've got to say. Let's pop this card out of the way. Let's pop this out of the way. I'm gonna be terribly naughty. I'm gonna bring back the Pinta deck one more time. Let's move the moon out of the way because I think we looked at that one. We've got another bum. What's going on? Did I know that? Maybe I knew that. We'll do this instead. So we've got the Ten of Wands and we've got the Truth. Let's turn this one over. You cannot be truthful with another person unless you are first truthful and honest with yourself. The truth is not afraid of questions. I quite like that with this pairing, this couple, this burden. I like that because the truth can be a real burden if you need to, speak the truth but have trouble doing it. Let's take two more because, I'm a bit of a rebel. So we've got the Knight of Swords and we've got the Warrior. Know that you have the power to defeat negative thinking. Learn to understand and cope with your greatest enemy, your own fear. Okay, last one, and then we're going to take a look at the guidebook of this oracle deck. We've got the Queen of Cups, and we've got the Angel. I'm still really feeling these two, I've got to say, and I'm slightly nervous now that I'm going to pull these out. I'm really going to want to pull them out in March. The Angel, you may soon encounter a person or events that will benefit you in ways that seem to have angelic origins. You may be called to be an angel. Oh, I like that. Oh, cute. Okay, sorry, my cold is, is doing a number on me, I've got to say. I'm really impressed with these and this one. So these are my favourites. Let's go to the guidebook, shall we? Let's pop these out the way. That was the Pinter Tarot. This is the Muse Tarot. Both mass market decks. Let's take a look at the guidebook. We're gonna have a bit of a shuffle. And we're going to draw a card and we're going to read from the guidebook to take a look and see what that says. These shuffle quite nicely. They're a bit cardboardy, but it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Can we please have a jumper, and can we please have a message that I need to see right now, something I need to know right now, or something that we need to know right now. Doobie doobie doo. I'm going to take this as the jumper. The siren. Oh, I like a siren. Give me a whole mermaid feel. Okay, I'm going to just read the back. The siren. Allowing yourself to be distracted from what you should be doing leads to procrastination, avoidance, and needless problems. Oh, go on, Bennett. Talk about being called out by a deck. Let's grab the guidebook. Okay, so here's the guidebook, and this is quite interesting. It's got the cards, as the contents page, which I don't usually have. I like this, and it gives you obviously the number, the title, and the page number. I like that instead of having, text, just text. Let's move to page 76 and have a looky at what the guidebook says. It's going to be interesting. Okay, so we've got the siren. Message, allowing yourself to be distracted. That's the message we wrote in the back. The sexy siren's attractive power is unearthed. She seems to rise from the swelling waves as she issues her call and beckons with promises to reveal nature's secrets and foretell the future. Her voice is sweet, seductive and haunting, causing sailors to abandon the sails and allow their ships to crash and break apart on her queendom rocky coast, where she will take possession of who and what washes ashore. The appearance of the siren in your reading is an indication that dealing with distractions, compulsions and addictions is crucial now. Whether it is you or another person who has surrendered their autonomy to the power of someone outside the self, this issue needs to be confronted immediately, or it will lead to numerous unforeseen problems in the future. Attitudes regarding sexual identity, sexual practices, and difficulty accepting that we are all sexual beings may also require readjustment now. Oh, Gordon Bennett, I like that. And then we have a release exercise. I'm not going to read that, but if I do this, you could possibly pause it and read it. I think that's really good, I'm pretty impressed with that guidebook. That's the first time I've looked at it. So we've got intentions and we've got rituals. What else have we got in here? A self-protection exercise. I like this. A meditation. A butterfly invocation. That sounds really interesting. I'm really impressed with this, I've got to say. I'm actually slightly nervous now that I'm going to be using this in March. Definitely with the Pinter Tarot. And I'm still a little bit, intrigued about bringing this in, this one. This is the Enchanted Tarot, which I do tend to kind of use intuitively, less as a tarot and more as an intuitive oracle. I'm kind of intrigued. Oh no! Let's see what happens in my March reflections, things I've been feeding my soul and filling my cup. Let's see if these 3 decks turn up in that video. I'm going to thank you so much for spending some time with me. Let me know in the comment section what you thought. If you came in upon any super duper decks that you think might pair really nicely with this deck, please put those in the comment section also. I'd be really, really happy and interested to know your thoughts on that. Otherwise, I'm going to wish you a lovely day, morning, afternoon or evening. Take care, and I hope to see you in the next video. Toodaloo!